Okay, here we're looking at the Atto 3 all-electric vehicle from BYD, Build Your Dream. One thing that's interesting here is that this actually is a unit built by Robert Bosch, and there's their electronic stability program. But what this is it's actually a all-in-one braking system. It includes the electronic control unit for the anti-lock brakes and vehicle stability control, the valve body, pump, and motor, and it actually incorporates the master cylinder. Now you'll notice this is the brake fluid reservoir, and it connects through a tube to this reservoir here on top of the unit. This is in Thailand, so this is right-hand drive, and the actual actuation of the brake pedal is going to push a rod within this assembly, and it actually simulates feedback there, or pedal feedback to the driver, so he actually feels a firm pedal as he's pushing the brake. Now this works in tandem with the regenerative braking system. So here, as I press the brake, initially I'll use the electric motor to try to act as a generator and recover some of the kinetic energy of the vehicle, converting it to electrical energy and charging the battery. And then as I desire to decelerate further, I can bring on the hydraulic system. Now this is interesting because this can bring on the brakes all by itself. It does not need any input from the driver, so it lends itself to the active cruise control system. So if I start to approach a vehicle and I don't press on the brake, well, our system will apply the brakes for me. So very nice. So here, this is actually a Robert Bosch component. Now, with an electric vehicle, the blade style battery that BYD has developed is very sensitive to temperature. So what I'm actually looking at is this is an elaborate air conditioning heat pump system, actually. I have an electric refrigeration compressor, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be either cooling or heating the battery as necessary. Now here in Thailand, the temperature never gets much below 80 degrees ever. So here in Thailand, I'm going to be strictly cooling the battery. So here I can control the temperature of the battery and also control the temperature of the electronics of my powertrain domain controller. So here is my variable frequency drive and my electric motor assembly. Now this is only a two-wheel drive vehicle, front-wheel drive only. Here I see a refrigerant to coolant heat exchanger. Here I see my electric pump, and I indeed do have a radiator, not quite as big as an internal combustion engine application, but I do have a nice big electric fan. So the air conditioner, condenser, and radiator, and this is the coolant used in our cooling system. And of course, what am I doing? I'm controlling the temperature of the battery and of course the motor and electronics. Now in many instances, especially in cold weather, it will be important that I heat the battery in order for it to function properly. Now remember, as the battery is actually charging or discharging, a certain amount of energy is lost in the form of heat. So I certainly will have a battery that warms itself as I use it. But that initial, how should I say, cold drive away can be extreme if the battery temperature is very, very low. And of course I must control the battery from overheating. As like I said, we're in Thailand. Heating is not the problem. Cooling is what's going to be important. And here I see my valve block for my thermal management system, and of course it's controlling whether I'm air conditioning or heating the passenger compartment, whether I'm air conditioning or heating the battery. Now, as with just about all electric vehicles, I still have a conventional lead acid 12-volt battery, and there it is. Now what's that for? Well, remember, all of the instrumentation, entertainment, display electronics, power locks, power windows, sunroof, etc., lighting, that's all 12 volts. So the 12-volt battery is very, very important. And this is something that will probably need to be serviced or replaced every 2 to 3 years. Now the high voltage battery on the BYD can be removed in minutes. However, you're going to need a good automotive lift and a very stout platform to lower the battery from the vehicle. But it is part of the structure of the vehicle. It's disconnected and removed very quickly from underneath the vehicle. Not something I could do easily at home unless I invested in a good dual post lift. So it looks like a very nice, clean, very well engineered layout.